Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero reaction. Today we have Stage for Rodents. I don't know anything about these songs, but what I do know are very few of the characters, and I am aware that Jane Doe exists because you can't go anywhere on the internet without finding Rat Mommy somewhere. So I'm aware of her. I assume this theme has something to do with her. And Dangiano commented this with a lot of people agreeing I should listen to this song, so thematically I'm not sure what a song of hers would be. I haven't seen enough of her in context to really understand what type of personality she has, aside from memes people have thrown around on my Discord. That's about all I've got to go on, so without further ado, let's go! Oh. Oh. Sounds kind of familiar. Maybe it's doing a little motif work with another song I've heard. Sitting in that hip-hop vibe. Yeah, it is. Woo! It's a little East Coasty, actually. Hell yeah. Oh, it's chill. Hey. So I hear somebody go skirt. Great sample work. As per usual, the bass line and the acid synth, of course. Ooh. God, this is really... I was gonna say vibey. I feel like I say that word every single time. But like, how else do you describe this energy? God, that's tasty. God, I love this. It's very, like I said, kind of East Coast. Very like New York beat. It doesn't feel too Florida, definitely not West. So definitely like a New York area beat. It just ends there too. So like I was saying in the reaction, this one had a lot of good sample work, which was part of the reason I was like, oh, this is East Coast, because they love their samples, and specifically very similar ones to this, but also mainly East Coast hip hop is very bassline centric, as well as having a little bit of that grit in there, sometimes throwing in acid stuff as well, but mostly just bass lines. That's like their big thing. A really heavy, really solid bass line. The sample was kind of pushing me in the New York direction, so that definitely helped, but mostly the vibes were just like New York street. It was really fucking tight. Loved the way they did that. I've mentioned countless times how I love that they throw in the acid synth work, which is a factor of East Coast a lot of the time, especially in the 90s. It was just part of the aesthetic. The graffiti street culture definitely had its part in that, so like they would add a little bit of that grime that the streets are known for and put that into the rhythms of their music to be able to make beats, and that just helped people resonate better, so people who are listening from those areas are like, hell yeah, this feels like my city, where I grew up, where I feel like I'm part of a family. And that's kind of the point, to make a beat around the aesthetic of the place that you grew up in, the place that made you who you are. It's reflective on the artist. So that's why when I was talking about like the Florida beats and everything, there's a whole different sound to that like Miami edge. You get a little bit of a different sound in Orlando. Same thing for West Coast. You can get San Francisco beats that are completely completely different from the LA beat. It really just depends on who you are and where you are. It's same thing for like Detroit. It's all over the place and in every country has their own different characteristics to the personality of the song, and this one just screams East Coast, definitely a New York beat. I couldn't tell you which borough, I don't live anywhere near the area, so I can't get that granular about it, but I do love the feel of it, and I do respect the culture, and especially beat making. It can be an art form, and is an art form all its own, and they did a great job at reflecting that and making it feel very true to form while still keeping to the general identity of the Zenless Zone Zero soundtrack so far. I assume this song is a background track, probably for something to do with Jane Doe. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but New York, Rat Girl, it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, I'm going to assume that that's probably the thing they were going for there. Aesthetically, that totally makes sense. But also, I love the energy that they didn't just make it some standard femme fatale theme. You know, like they could have gone for anything else, and I'm glad they did this. It feels a lot more true to the soundtrack I've heard so far, a lot more true to the world. It feels more gritty and real, and that makes it feel all the better. So great work as always on their side. They did a great job producing this and getting that energy there, and this is honestly the first time in a while I've felt like I've been able to talk about something more original in one of their songs, because while yes, they have a lot of good music, and I think the last ones were the ones with like Bernice and like I forget what the group's name is, but like the country-esque ones. Those were the last time I listened to something that were a little bit different, and other than that, they all have the same identity, so it's hard to like pick little details out of, but this one had an identity all its own, so it's nice to have that variety in there while still keeping true to that overall sound. That's exactly what those like country rock ones did, and that's exactly what this is doing, so it's really nice to be able to talk about it and not just feel like I'm going to end up listening to the same song over and over again. There is identity here, and they're doing a very good job at getting that locked down per character. I just don't know exactly what characters most of the time or where in the world it may fit. But songs like this and songs like that one that was in like the country desert feel definitely give me a better idea of how the world fits, so it helps a lot in my case. But I think I'm done yapping here, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have anything else you want me to get to, by all means drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. But otherwise, if you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!